All right, welcome to News 6 Extra. I am Christopher Heath. It is Friday, November the 21st. Kath Lee, we made it. As Loverboy would say, everybody's working for the weekend.
Yes,
Everybody needs a new romance. Everybody's going off the deep end. Everybody needs a second chance.
There you go. There you go. No, we finally made it. It's been a long week, but we finally made it.
I'm trying to think. It was from what's that movie with the ship that gets turned upside down? Some flaming inferno or something. Poseidon Adventure. It was like, looks like we made it. I'm trying to think who sings that. It's going to drive me nuts. I put Lisa Bell on it. Lisa Bell's basically my administrative assistant.
I think
Lisa,
it may
who sings
be
"Looks Like We Made It"?
Shania Twain.
It's not Shania Twain. Shania Twain's the one who sings "Still the One."
Okay.
Still the one I run to. My voice is not. And that's Shania Twain, I know. But looks like we made it. I have Lisa Bell, our crack research team. Barry Manilow? He writes the songs. He'll also be at the Kia Center. Okay. Barry Manilow. Okay, and Lisa Bell says it's Barry Manilow.
Well, then we'll go with Lisa.
It's Barry Manilow. Anyway, we made it to the Friday. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. Weather's great. Everything's working out. You can see over my shoulder here. Oh, there we go. Got the giant inflatable turkey because today is the WKMG News 6 Thanksgiving special. So as soon as we're done here, you and I get to go eat.
Yes.
There'll be a scrap left. Small scrap.
Probably.
I looked before because I brought two pies. I brought an apple pie and a pumpkin pie, and I forgot to bring any whipped cream. And if there's no whipped cream, it's like virtually impossible to eat a pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not a big fan of pumpkin pie, so.
No. And pumpkin pie is mainly, I think, like butternut squash anyway. They don't put a lot of pumpkin in it.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so it's a squash pie. Okay, speaking of the weather, Candace Campos, who's getting a much-deserved weekend herself, has the weather for us as we roll towards Thanksgiving. Here's Candace.
I'm News 6 Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. After another very foggy start across Central Florida for your Friday, the outlook remains the same. Warm and dry throughout the afternoon. Again, early morning patchy fog can't be ruled out for your Saturday and Sunday as well. At this point in time, it does look like we are going to stay in the 80s at least until about Thanksgiving. Could add a little more cloud cover. A low-end 10 to 20% chance of showers, though, now working its way into Thanksgiving, all ahead of a weakening cold front. So post-Thanksgiving weekend, we could see a slight cool down, not a big significant drop in temperatures like we experienced a few weeks ago, but certainly getting those temperatures out of the 80s. As we take you here hour by hour so you can plan out your Friday, don't forget to run the sprinklers. You will be needing them as rain chances will remain very limited throughout today and the rest of the weekend. Overall, a nice afternoon. Then later on tonight, same setup. Overnight lows into those low 60s, just a touch cooler. Another foggy night, though, certainly will be possible. As we look here at your clouds and rain futurecast, not much to talk about throughout the rest of your Friday and Saturday. Things change just a bit on Sunday. This cold front is not one to get excited for, but just do be aware we could have a little more cloud cover, even an isolated sprinkle on Sunday as a weakening cold front comes through. Doesn't have a lot of energy or cool air behind it, so we really won't notice a big shift in temperatures at all. Overall, though, the reason for we still have a big ridge of high pressure in control, but it does look like that big dig in that jet stream will start to make its way towards the eastern half of the country by next Wednesday into Thursday, which is why it looks like we will stay pretty warm as we head into the holiday. And then after Thanksgiving and into early December is where we'll have a chance for some slightly cooler temperatures. If you're planning on traveling, not so much this weekend, but into early next week, this is what you could expect for your travel Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms across the Mississippi Valley, staying warm across the southeast and more across the southern half of the country. Big blasts of cold air, possible snow through Montana, another round of rain in the forecast for the Pacific Northwest. Locally here, if you're traveling in and around the Sunshine State, possibly next Wednesday, overall nice Florida travel weather. The roads should be clear. Rain chances do increase a little bit. Again, on Thanksgiving, added cloud cover, but staying warm. And then you notice temperatures will slightly cool down by Black Friday and into your Saturday and Sunday again post-Thanksgiving. As get results here, their full 7-day forecast do expect conditions again to stay pretty consistent throughout the next couple of days. We will continue to track that next approaching cold front by Thanksgiving. And of course, stay tuned for the very latest with each model run.
Thank you, Candace. And we're staying on top of two bits of breaking news. First, in Indian River County, where reports are in of a deputy shot and killed. Apparently, 3 deputies serving an eviction notice were shot. One of them shot and killed. The suspect also injured as well. The sheriff just gave an update on this. We will, of course, stay on top of this and bring you any more information as it becomes available. Also, in Brevard County, just north of Indian River County, a student has been arrested. A 17-year-old student arrested trying to enter Palm Bay Magnet High School with a loaded gun. Officers say the school's open gate weapons detection system alerted them to the weapon. Police say the student did not make it past security and that nobody was hurt. We have a reporter on the scene at Palm Bay Magnet High School, and we'll have a live report for you coming up on News 6 at 4 o'clock. Staying in Brevard County, family and friends gathered to remember Anna Kepner, the 18-year-old girl found dead on a Carnival cruise ship earlier this month. Now, this whole thing's been playing out as we had a celebration of life ceremony on Thursday, and now we're starting to get more information about where exactly the investigation might be going. Now, the lead of the investigation is, of course, the FBI, but the FBI has so far not released any details. What we are getting is civil information from a civil complaint filed, I should say civil proceedings for a child custody hearing. And in those civil proceedings, one of the allegations made is that the 16-year-old, the stepbrother, is potentially a suspect. So this is all still unfolding. Again, this is a civil pleading, so it's not a criminal pleading where we're getting this from. But Angie Casada breaks it down for us.
I'm Angie Casada, your community correspondent in studio, and the community is still rallying around this family. But what's new today is what we learned inside that custody hearing. The 16-year-old stepbrother, whose parents say he's a suspect in Anna Kepner's death, was hospitalized after the cruise and is now living with a relative. Much of this information is only coming out because of that court dispute. Now, the online hearing involved Anna's stepmother and her ex-husband fighting over custody of 2 children, including the 16-year-old boy. In court, both parents said their son had been identified as a suspect, even though the FBI has not confirmed anyone by name. The father claimed the teens were unsupervised and may have been allowed to drink alcohol in international waters. But the mother's attorney pushed back, saying ship video and DCF showed no sign of alcohol use or neglect.
There are videotapes on the ship that confirm that there was absolutely no drinking, and that and DCF investigated and saw that there was no alcohol in mom's house whatsoever. So I'm not sure where that's coming from.
Now, the FBI is reviewing those ship videos and interviewing passengers who may have seen the teens in the hours before Anna was found dead. And we're working to confirm why the 16-year-old was hospitalized and when the next custody hearing will be set. In studio, Angie Casava, News 6.
Now, one of the things Florida has recently put in place, at least authorized through the legislature, is speed cameras for school zones. The idea being, obviously, school zones, you know, speed drops when it's the school hours and you don't want people speeding through. It's for child safety. So several different districts within Central Florida have gone forward with this, contracting with different vendors. But the rules about when they can operate, and more specifically where they can operate, are very specific. And right now in Osceola County, the cameras are still there, but they're not issuing tickets. And as Stephanie Rodriguez explains, it's all because of what could potentially be a misunderstanding as to where the cameras were supposed to go.
Over 29,000 citations have been given out here in Osceola County since the program began. These are what the cameras look like here. There are 32 of them here in the county, but speeders now won't be cited because there's questions about where the cameras are capturing drivers.
The more the better in this case, since people need to calm down.
That's how a lot of people who drop off kids to school every day feel about speed cameras. In March, Osceola County started sending out $100 citations to drivers caught going 10 miles over the school zone speed limit. But that's not the case right now. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office has paused the tickets after questions about the placement of the cameras arose. FDOT released placement and installation specifications in December 2023. Last July, that document was updated. Last week, St. Cloud Police sent this email asking FDOT about camera placement, and FDOT responded that cameras do need to be in school zones. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office tells me they stopped sending out citations for the cameras last Thursday because there's no clear answer as to whether the cameras are in compliance or not, at least not yet. St. Cloud has also paused its program for the same reason. The Sheriff's Office has put deputies in school zones to deter speeders.
Just because they're not ticketing does not take away the fact that we need to be safe in school zones. We need to maintain the safety and always think that there's children, there's students that will be crossing back and forth. So regardless of the fact they're enforcing or not, safety is still important.
Vera Mobility, the company that installed and runs the software for both the county and St. Cloud, sent a statement that reads in part, "We collaborated with Osceola County on camera locations and remain confident that the placement complies with statutory requirements, capturing violations that occur within the designated school zone." I reached out to FDOT to ask if they're working with the county to figure out if all of the cameras are in compliance or not. I'm still waiting to hear back from them on that. But the county does tell me they're working with FDOT, the school district, and the Osceola County Sheriff's Office to ensure the safety of everyone driving and walking in school zones. I'm your Osceola County community correspondent, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
All right, stay with us on this Friday before Thanksgiving. When we get back, we'll talk about the rush for Thanksgiving, pricing for the new bus service in Seminole County, and Michelle Morgan will join us with 6 things to do for your final weekend before you need to, go dust off those sweatpants and get ready to sit on the couch and curse the Dallas Cowboys ever existing. At least that's my plan for Thanksgiving. Anyway, stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to News 6 Extra. Kath Lee. It has been an adventure thus far. We've had some laughs, made some friends. Kath Lee,
Yes.
we've enjoyed all that there is to offer with News 6 Extra,
Yes, we have.
but all good things must come to an end.
That is true.
And unfortunately, to quote Jim Morrison in The Doors, this is the end.
Yeah.
But I wanted you to have something, and my associate is bringing it to you as we speak. Because
you.
I was crestfallen when I found out that Interpol had finally caught up with you
Yes, they
and
did.
made you return the crown jewels
They did.
to the
They
Louvre.
did.
So I splurged, liquidated the boys' college fund, sold a kidney, not mine. Don't ask where I got that from. And got you a replacement.
Oh,
so
look at that.
You can wear that every day. You can
I
tell
will.
people that you got away with, the heist. You don't have to
I
tell them that
will.
you had to return the stuff. But I just thought you should have that as a memento for our wonderful time
Yes,
here
I
on News
love
6
it.
Extra.
I love it. Thank you.
You have been a fantastic co-host. I am wearing my funeral attire. After
Oh,
the show,
I see that. Yes.
after this show, we will take the server that contains all the News 6 extras. We're going to light it
Yes.
on fire. We're going to push it out into Bay Lake, and we're going to send it off like a Viking.
Well, I was about to say like a Viking burial.
That's it. That's the plan.
Hey, I like it, and I'll wear the crown while we do it.
You can. So it's been fun.
It
We'll,
has
we'll
been.
do a good goodbye at the very end, but I just figured we'd do this now coming out
Well,
of the break.
I
I've
love
enjoyed
it.
this.
I have. It's been the highlight of my day. So, thank you.
I have enjoyed News 6 Extra with you. I really have. I miss it.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe it'll come back.
Maybe. But the reason it's going away is because Kathleen is got so much talent and is so skilled at so many things that they are moving her on to do bigger projects that will make, more attention on News 6 than what we do here.
Well-
Possibly help the bottom line. That's always good. We like to get paid, but
Well,
it's a credit to how valuable you are.
Well,
So.
maybe if they could tell me what the next project is, that may be. I
all will be revealed.
haven't been told that part yet.
You will, but no, they've got big plans for you. We've got big plans for you, and we can always listen. We can always bring this act back. Statler and Waldorf of the newsroom, just up there criticizing.
Hey, I'm
People
all
paid
for
good money to
that.
get in here.
Right, I'm all
What are
for
we
that.
charging them to get out? Okay. Speaking of money, Alex Cook headed up to Seminole County. They've got a new bus system up there called Scout. It was promised to be efficient and get everyone where they needed to go. And it would be so much better than the Link system. So Alex was like, okay, Scout's been on the road for a couple of weeks. Let's see how it's doing. Here's his report.
I saw people complaining online that Scout takes too long to show up and that it's more expensive than riding the bus. So I decided to book a ride myself and see just how long it takes and if it's worth the cost.
$9.50 is the quoted rate. I'll be submitting that expense report to News 6. Almost there. We're getting your ride ready. Looking for a driver. Jeanette has 6 stops before you and will be arriving in 90 to 100 minutes.
So these messages that tell me how long the wait is obviously keep changing and can't really be relied on.
Getting close. It's me.
I requested the ride at 1:58 p.m. At 3:34, the Scout Shuttle finally showed up. That's a wait time of 1 hour and 36 minutes. Once aboard, the ride to Sanford was smooth. We just had to pick up another passenger on the way.
How are you doing?
Hey. All right. Chuck Carpenter was taking Scout to the Sunrail station to catch a bus to DeLand. His experience waiting for the ride was just like mine.
Today was kind of difficult because I got a ride, it said 35, 45 minutes, then it said 3 minutes, and then there was nothing. It went back up to 35, 45 minutes.
So how long ago was it that you actually requested the ride? Like how long did it take to show up?
An hour and 15 minutes ago, at least, yeah.
He says his past trips were more reliable and understands the delays.
They stay busy, and I think they just need more vehicles is what they need.
I arrived in downtown Sanford at 3:57, almost exactly 2 hours after I requested the ride. How does that compare to ride-sharing apps like Uber?
At 4:17, I requested this ride. We'll see how long it takes me to get back to the Castleberry Library.
My Uber arrived in just 15 minutes, and the time tracker was perfectly accurate. It got me back to the Castleberry Library at 5:05, less than an hour after I requested it. And about half the time Scout took. Uber turned out to be much more expensive, though. The trip cost $30 plus tip, over 3 times the cost of Scout. I asked Seminole County about the delays, and they say they are unveiling new tools to make those estimated wait times more accurate and adjusting driver schedules so more shuttles are on the road during peak hours. Carpenter says today's delays won't keep him from riding.
I think it's an asset to the community, Yeah, so it works out good for a lot of people. And it's affordable, To get the Sunrail, they just charged me $1.50 to get the Sunrail, so it's pretty cheap.
I'm your Castleberry community correspondent, Alex Cook, News 6.
Fantastic reporting there from Alex. Viewers notice things, and Alex sees that people are chatting about it, goes out, gets that. And you know what? We will reimburse him for those trips. We will. All right. Thanksgiving travel season is upon us. If you've been watching this program the last several months, you've seen me complain ad nauseum about our federal government's inability to keep the lights on and keep things functioning. Got so bad that they had to ratchet back air travel first, 4% reduction, then a 6% reduction. That's when the rubber started to meet the road and a deal was done. Not a good one, I guess. Depends on your perspective. Anywho, it got done and air travel's back to normal, which is good because about 31 million passengers are expected to fly between now and the 1st of December. That would be a record if it happens. And it's a good thing we've got our air traffic controllers back in there, got their back pay for them. Chris Van Cleve has the story.
Well, Thanksgiving is still almost a week away, but for the airlines, that travel rush has already started. Thursday got off to a pretty good start with the exception of the Dallas area that was hammered by storms leading to delays and cancellations there. On Friday here, we're watching Denver, Newark, and Austin for potential delays. United Airlines says actually Friday, today, will be its busiest day of the Thanksgiving travel rush prior to the holiday itself. Now, United expects to fly about 6 million customers this year. That would be up about 300,000 from last year, and that's the most ever for the airline. American says it has nearly 81,000 flights scheduled. Now, there's some booking data that indicates travel headaches caused by the government shutdown may have put a bit of a dent into the airline's prediction of a record 31 million flyers because the pace of bookings slowed in November. And some airports report they are still getting back to normal in terms of TSA staffing at their checkpoints. Still, the airlines seem very confident that they will be at or around record-breaking travel levels despite the concerns during the shutdown. The airlines say they are ready for the rush and have added 45,000 seats compared to last year. Of course, the busiest days to fly will come after the holiday. They're looking particularly at the Sunday after Thanksgiving as likely the busiest of the return rush, perhaps the busiest day at airports ever. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Miami.
And if it's Friday, it means it's time for Michelle Morgan and our 6 things to do. Of course, there are now probably for those of you that are still waiting to go buy your turkey and everything else, 7, 8, 9, 10 things to do. But at least 6 things if you want to take your mind off the holiday rush for one weekend, 6 fun things to do right around Central Florida. Here's Michelle.
I'm meteorologist Michelle Morgan looking for weekend fun. I'm here at the Central Florida Zoo and Botanical Gardens where the Asian Lantern Festival returns with stunning lights and beautiful art. I spoke to Bob Chabot about what you can expect.
Well, we have about 3/4 of a mile of displays here, and these are lanterns. These are massive lanterns. Some of them are static, some of them are interactive, a lot of them move. We have some really fun themes this year. We have a strong ocean theme. We have a sort of a fantasy dragons and unicorns and crystals, fire and ice kind of a theme through a good section. And then we finish off with some holiday themes.
And you can buy tickets online. This Saturday from 5:30 to 9 p.m. celebrate the holidays for free across Donnelly, Evans, and Sunset Parks in Mount Dora. Enjoy live entertainment and snap a photo with Santa from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Enjoy a magical evening with percussion and brass at Crescent Park at Lake Nona, Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. Live music under the stars, food trucks, and fun for all ages. Remember, bring chairs and a blanket. Light Up Ocala happening on Saturday features over 100 vendors with crafts, art, and delicious food options. Enjoy live entertainment and interactive kids zone for the whole family. This free event is from 3 to 8 p.m. Viva Claremont hits Lake County this Sunday, starting at 11 a.m. It's free, family-friendly fun with salsa classes, delicious foods, a bouncy house, and pony rides all day. This Sunday from 11 a.m. through 4. Head to Wooten Park in Tavares for the 4th annual Holiday Grinch Fest. Explore 70 local crafters, vendors, food, and businesses, and snap a photo with the Grinch himself. If you have something fun happening in your town next weekend, let me know. I've been getting so many fun events from viewers just like you. Just head over to clickorlando.com or News 6 app. Just click contact us.
Kathleen, the Grinch thing looks fun. I don't know that I head out to Tavares, go meet the Grinch.
Yes,
You know.
I love the Grinch. I love the Grinch. He makes me laugh. So,
His heart grew 3 sizes that day.
I I know.
Yeah.
The Asian Lantern Festival is always fun too.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I've been there before, and maybe go again this year. But it's always nice. I like that.
All right. Being that this is our last show, and
Yes.
I do not want to go out with any factual errors, I need to make a correction. The song I was thinking of is There Has to Be a Morning After, and that is by Maureen McGowan, and that was from the Poseidon Adventure. I was mistaking it with Looks Like We Made It, which is by Barry Manilow. Different song, both about the same time period, but I did want to make sure we corrected that record, since this broadcast will be encapsulated in lucite and sent off to the Library of Congress, where it will be maintained next to the Declaration of Independence for future generations to enjoy.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, but maybe we can give it the server with all the shows, a little space upstairs, next to our holiday decorations.
I've got Matt Austin's desk here. He's got a thumb drive. I'm not sure there's nothing important on that. We'll just wipe that clean, load the show on that, send that to the Library of Congress, and we'll have it there in the archives for generations to come.
You know what? I like it. Let's do it.
All right. Kathleen, I do mean it. Thank you so much. This has been a
You're
treat.
welcome.
From the snake incident.
Oh, yes, the snake.
To the weeks of me complaining about the government shutdown, to the myriad of movies that I told you need to go see, and I guarantee you haven't.
I haven't, but they're still
Hope springs eternal.
They're still on the list. One of the ones I know is Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
that is one of them. So I'll get around to them. But not
why
yet.
must you turn the final minutes of our show into a den of lies?
Den of lies. No, I will. And I'll keep you updated. I still see you every day, so
yeah, no, absolutely.
I'll keep you updated.
My office is there. Your desk is there. It's nothing's changing. We're just this show is going the way of the dodo.
Yeah, and that 8-track and everything else.
Or maybe it'd be like the coelacanth. The coelacanth was a fish that they thought was extinct, and then they found one off the coast of Madagascar. So it's back. So you never know. This could return.
You never know.
But yes. It's sad day.
No,
I'm going to autograph these final sets of copy, and I'm going to present them to you. I expect when I return on Monday, you will have them framed, bejeweled, displayed in a place of prominence within the newsroom.
It's going to be placed by the crown. By my crown.
Wear it with pride.
I will.
And you know what? Look down upon your lessers as you do.
Okay. I'll try.
Seriously, order people to be beaten if they do not curtsy when you enter a room.
Well, and I'm fascinated with the British royal family, so this crown just plays right into it.
Well, you know what? You earned it. I appreciate everything. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So much for the show. And, normally you just do the box where I just say goodbye. Stay on it with me. We'll do one goodbye together.
Okay.
Because I say thank you to the people who watch. Everyone watching. Kathleen's mom.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you for watching. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I would normally say that we'll be back here on Monday to do this again. We will not. We'll be back. You and I'll be back on Monday.
Yep.
We just won't be doing this at 12:30. We'll be doing something else, probably much more important. But thank you so much for everyone that watched and everyone that enjoyed this show. We still break news all the time on clickorlando.com. And we're going to be on the air today at 4 o'clock with the very latest on the various breaking news and everything else, as well as getting you ready for Thanksgiving. But thank you so much for watching. Kathleen, thank you so much for making this happen.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye.